All right. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Shay Boogie, in the building. And on the other side, we got my boy, Words. Hey, Words.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm laid back today.
You
Almost forgot that we was recording today, man. Boy, laid back and nodded off. Boy, I done got old.
right? But you know what? You be working hard, so you deserve to get the rest in when you can.
Oh, okay. I'll
I was
take it.
I was sitting on the phone talking to my mama. I was like, where my brother at?
All right.
He usually on time. I was like, let me call him.
And I'll sit there, laid back, sleep.
It must have been a good rest.
Right, it
So,
was. I
well,
can't complain.
a good and well deserved. Okay.
Uh,
All
uh,
right. So, I figured we keep it a little light today. It's Monday. We getting our feet wet again. So, but as soon as we clicked off yesterday, I saw the news. Have you heard the news?
no, I have not.
Have you heard about Ralph Yarl? It's either Yarl or Yarls.
No.
Okay, so Ralph, I'm pulling the story up because I want to get this right because we're gonna have to say his name, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir. He is a black young man. Let me pull it up. I want to make sure I get it right. So, um, this young man, 16-year-old honor student in Kansas City, was shot twice after going to the wrong house while trying to pick up his younger siblings. So it wasn't like he was out there being a menace in the street. It wasn't like he was out there throwing eggs or TP in this man's house. He was simply at the wrong house trying to pick up his siblings. So,
What?
yeah. So this 85-year-old man who is identified as Andrew Lester by Clay County prosecutor Zachary Thompson shot him twice. Once was in the head. So the boy, I don't know where he shot him the first time, but I guess the second time he approached him and purposely shot him in the head. And Thompson did say that there was a racial component to the case, but he did not elaborate. Lester, the shooter, will face charges of assault in the first degree and armed criminal action. And he is out on bail. So he's not even in jail. So, power to the people, because guess who's representing Ralph Yarl?
No.
Lee Merritt and Ben Crump. They're jointly representing the family.
Uh,
And was that a negative thing or a positive?
I get tired of hearing the name Ben Crump.
Gotcha.
I don't. You know when these things go on and we keep hearing the same name,
Mm-hmm.
but there's smoke, there's fire.
Okay, and I'm gonna give you that, but is it a negative thing if he's the only one picking up the slack in these type of cases? Or do you think he's only picking these types of cases?
I I don't know what he has to. I'll say it like this: I don't know what he has to offer that another civil rights attorney does not, because his
Okay.
name show don't carry the weight to get the job done.
Mm. But
You,
so what, hasn't he won the other cases that he's participated in?
are we talking money or are we talking outcome of this bullshit to stop happening?
Let's do a little bit of both.
Because if we're talking financial wise, then yeah, he's been winning them that way. But what about when you hit him to a point to where it slows down or stop? I know that in life it can, certain things will never stop,
Right,
but if you can cut it by 1%, you make a difference.
right.
So I don't know how to feel about that. It's just like Al Sharpton and Reggie Jackson. What's his name? I can't call
Reverend
his name.
Jackson,
Yeah,
C.
him.
Jackson.
How they used to be the first person on the scene all the time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it's just like the first person on the scene ain't always your help.
Right. So are you here for the notoriety or are you here to really want to help?
Right, 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 right. That's that's just my thinking behind it.
Right.
Because I'm quite sure that in certain places it's a whole lot better civil rights attorney versus having somebody that may be known internationally, but this person is known locally.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You'll get the same financial outcome, you know.
At 85
How
years old, 85, does he have the money like that? I wonder. Well, because I mean, what if he does get charged? He's going to spend the rest of his natural born life in jail?
so what he shot through the door or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know if he shot through the door. They didn't really say. Let me see if I can pull it up. So, uh, so So he went to pick up his siblings and he didn't have his phone on. And so he couldn't figure out how to get the directions and went to the wrong house. A man opened the door and looked him in the eye and said, "Don't ever come back here," as he shot him in the head. And so the first shot was a shot to the head. And then the second, I don't know where the second shot went. Oh, he got up and ran. When he reached the third, he went to three different houses. When he finally reached the third house, someone agreed to help him after forcing him at gunpoint to put his hands up and lie down on the ground. He laid on the ground like he was passed out before the neighbor called the police for help. So, um, so that's what happened. So he got I don't see where the second shot was, but he did shoot him. He shot him in the head. This is a little kind of weird how they wrote this story. Let me see.
Right.
Because they say he got shot twice. But we know for sure he was shot in the head, point blank range. But I don't know if it did anything to him. Uh and so they show he's laying in a hospital bed with his head wrapped up. I don't like that they took these pictures of him and posted them of him laying in the hospital bed. So, okay, so according to the New York Post, a quote from the auntie said the man in the home opened the door, looked my nephew in the eye, shot him in the head. Her nephew fell to the ground and the man shot him again. Ralph was then able to get up and run to the neighbor's house looking for help. So that quote came from the New York Post. So wherever he shot him, that's ridiculous.
Lord Jesus, I pray I'm never in that situation.
you know? And the sad part is, in looking at the picture of the young man, he is very not, I don't want to say he's small. I don't know how tall he is, but he's not a big guy. He has a small frame and he has a very approachable face. You know, it's not like he has a hardcore face or, he was mean mugging. He has a very approachable face. So if he's going to the house to pick up his siblings, I'm sure that he wasn't, hopefully up there, clowning or acting a fool. He genuinely went to pick up his siblings. So, but still, even if you don't know him, you don't have to open the door. But that man saw a black face and decided to shoot him.
Right, 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 right,
He made
right,
and not once, but twice. He made a very conscious decision to shoot him twice.
right,
So,
right. Now, for him not to be in jail, he knew what to say when the police showed up.
mm-hmm.
For him to be out and you can't say that the young brother tried to force his way into your home.
Right.
What? I just made a mistake. I thought he was here to do this.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, so that's heartbreaking.
It is. And it was as soon as I clicked off, I saw that story. I was like, wow.
Well, you know, you hear so many. I heard that yesterday too,
Yeah.
but it was so outlandish. I was like, false news, and kept moving.
Nope. Not false news.
Oh wow,
Not false news. It
wow,
happened. It's a
wow.
thing.
You know, one thing, like my daughter's her baby's father. He
Uh-huh.
made a comment when he saw the babies, right?
Uh-huh.
And I really start understanding them at that point. He said, "Man, I've been surrounded by so much death my whole life that to actually witness life being born, I understand what life is about now."
Wow.
I said, "Wow, yeah, come sit next to me. You got a lot to learn. You got a lot of gifts you need to pass down."
Wow. That's
You know
powerful.
what I mean? Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Man, I've been surrounded by so much," and I could see the sincerity in his eyes. And it's a lot of us black men that actually feel that way.
Yeah.
That we see death so it just about gives a black male PTSD by the time he's 35, 40.
That's true. I'm pretty sure. I mean, all your homies and I mean, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, it wasn't for no punk. I mean,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
war on drugs and gangs and everything else.
right. Turns out to be a war on the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I
yeah.
mean,
So
it was plenty of brothers, well, your literal brothers, like brothers and sons who died during those days.
right,
So to grow up in that time and just be constantly exposed to Junior died, Lil Pookie died, all
right.
your homies is dying to this type of violence. Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, he's 27, so he's
Right.
part of the new. He's the same age as my child,
But I
and
mean, it's probably even worse nowadays. It didn't get easier.
me personally, I don't think it is. I think that we are at an all-time high of how safe it is. It's safer than it was.
It's safer than it was. Absolutely. It's safer
Yeah,
than it was.
it's
It
just
still
that they
has its moment.
publicize. Yeah, they publicize and glorify the violence a little more, and everything is it's a camera everywhere now. However, there was no. I think that's my own personal belief that it's a
So,
little safer than it was versus the 90s.
so why do you think it's a little safer? Like, what is because I mean, do they not have as much um territory beef? Do they, because we still got access to guns. So
Right,
has the focus changed? Because like for example, snowfall. Snowfall is a great example of what it was like living in those times. It
right,
shows the violence, it shows the beefs, it shows um the fight for being the biggest and baddest drug dealer.
right.
So what has changed from then to now?
I would say access to resources.
Access to resources. Okay, so what access? Like, is it just more like the dispensaries? People can go to a dispensary and maybe buy the weed that they need, so therefore they don't need to go to the drug dealer? Or is it that the drug dealers are more, like your best friend who's low key? So
Well, one, I'll say this: the drug dealer always has been low key your best friend. You know what I mean? It's just that he's never been pushed or publicized as being that. He's always been publicized as being the bad person on in the neighborhood.
uh-huh.
You know, but however, when we came up, one man would feed the neighborhood, the unfortunate.
Yeah.
Even though he was the drug dealer, it would work that way. When I say resources, I mean access to programs, access to basic resources, food, water. Although we do have some unfortunate, it's at an all-time high on how easy it is for people to work.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can work
You
from
know,
home now.
right, right. And then you have people who just simply obviously do the wrong thing just to be doing the wrong thing.
True. True. Conscious choices of, I don't want to work a 9 to 5, so I'm gonna do this instead.
Hold on a second, Shay.
Uh-huh. All right. So so resources have cut back on some of the issues in the hood. Some, like you said, the EBT, but there are still neighborhoods who suffer with what's the word they call it? What is it? Food shortage? Not food shortage. I had to get the term for it, the terminology. But yeah, there's a lot of neighborhoods that still don't even have grocery stores.
Right, right. I mean, what's that called? Regentrification. That is a real thing.
Well, and two, because of crime, a lot of stores are closing down. Look at how
Right.
people have been running into Walmart, snatching up TVs and just walking out the door boldly. And so those Walmarts are closing down. How about the Dollar Generals, where the employees have taken to defending the store by shooting somebody because they keep robbing them?
I mean,
So
right, right. But once again, those cases are in high impoverished areas. So you can't
extreme.
you can't dangle meat in front of a lion that's not eating and expect them not to go take what they need to survive.
But this isn't food that they're taking. They're running out with TV.
I'm
So
not talking about Walmart. Even with Walmart, you a bold faced motherfucking lie. You just jumping on board to be on board, but you are a lie because because we all know you end your fiscal year with a profit every year.
all
You've
right.
never you've never ended in the red.
But I mean, but the crime and having to cover that has pushed the the needle to where it was over what it was over billions of dollars in losses for the stores. Not, I'm just quoting. I'm just quoting for the, I'm just putting it out
Okay,
there.
look. When you run a business, Shay, and I'm not cutting that's wordplay. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, you can't have a loss and a profit.
Right. And it's insured. I get it. But
Yeah. So
it
when you
doesn't
say,
make
"Oh,
it right.
I'm not saying it's right either, but when you say you took $1 billion loss, but then you turn around and say, well, at the end of our fiscal year, we had $150 million profit. Which
Mm,
is it? Did you take $1 billion loss or $150 million profit?
right.
You can't lose on something that's insured.
True. And I get
When you
that.
are, I mean, when you already got the merchandise marked up 100%. So
With
if you sell one TV, you done just about covered your entire stock anyway.
mm-hmm.
That's a marketing plan, a marketing strategy. And then how many times you look up and you got a Walmart, what, 5 blocks from the next one?
True.
So they really, to me, like with them closing down, is y'all got too many stores too close together.
But at the same
And more
time,
people.
but at
Uh-huh.
the same time, there is a such thing as being, having too much crime and putting not only merchandise, but employees in jeopardy. Like they have literally had to close down Dollar Generals because of crime and people just running in and stealing stuff.
Right, 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 right.
So let me ask you this, should the employee who shot the person that robbed the Dollar General, should he be prosecuted for that?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, you rob a dog, you rob somebody. See, I ain't for a thief. Don't get me wrong, even with what I'm saying about like Walmart and the thievery that's going. I'm not for a thief because a thief is a liar, and a liar is a thief. They go
Uh-huh.
hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And true enough, there are people that have extenuating circumstances that cause them to have to do certain things.
Uh-huh.
However, those reasons of why you're doing it, when it all ties back in, it's gonna come right back to your own selfish ass not doing what you should have been doing in life.
True.
You chose to go right when somebody warned you and said, "Nah, let's go left." Everybody get warned, but you decided to go left anyway.
Right,
You
right,
understand?
right.
And now you're paying for your outcome through because nothing in your life is working right. So now you revert to stealing.
Exactly.
You understand what
Exactly.
I'm saying? So I mean that's survival instinct. So I can't get mad about it. However, the decisions you made to get to that point, I can be pissed about. Like, why did you do that? Well, somebody got to help. Now, ain't nobody got to help you clean up what you fucked up. You got
Right,
to do it. You
right.
got to do it. It's just like I can remember in the 90s when I can't remember who it was that said it. That said our people need to learn to pick their own stuff up by the straps of their boot. I was a kid. And I basically understood what he was saying.
Right.
Like, quit looking for this handout and go and stand up and walk. You can do it.
But
I understand what he was saying.
right.
However, we live in a society where this, what's it called, being being I can't call the term. I can't say the term that I want to say,
Uh-huh.
but um being empathetic to a person's situation is what keeps getting called for. When sometimes it ain't called, we done been too empathetic. Everybody's looking for empathy because of some personal shit that they're going through.
Well, okay, so an example would be COVID, right? So we got all that COVID funding, COVID money, the option to work at home, be at home. And now companies are having to force people to come back to work, like literally force people to come back to work. And people are resisting. And I get it. If I had the option to work at home, I would love to work at home, but I don't. But the people, they want the people to come back because it's whole buildings that they've leased, rented, bought, and they're standing empty.
Right.
You know, people got the extra food stamps for the past couple years, and now they've stopped those food stamps.
Right.
And
right.
in education, they got extra money to have extra teachers, and now that money has ended. So next year, school districts are either going to have to find extra money, or there are going to be people without jobs. And this is all because we got a little bit of extra help, and we kind of got used to that extra help. But now that the help has been rolled back, we have to adjust. Even after, after the money for COVID rolled out that one time, other countries were giving their people a monthly fee, a monthly check, kept giving it to them, whereas we got what, one or two? We didn't get any extra help as Americans. But like, for example, Canada was giving their constituents what, like $3,000 a month or something like that.
See, that's the thing. I didn't even agree with giving away money in the first place.
Okay.
I didn't even agree with that shit anyway. What good is you gonna do with the money when the goddamn stores are closed?
But I mean, what if you weren't prepared for that situation?
There were other ways to handle it, is what I'm saying. Like, you could have given away vouchers. This particular voucher pays this bill. This voucher gets you X amount of groceries at any store. This voucher it could have been a voucher program instead of just hard cash.
Yeah, but what if every store wasn't able to set up that voucher system?
Oh, they would have been able to set that up. That's not a what if. I don't believe that that's a what if, because currency is nothing more than them putting a number in your bank account.
True, but okay, not a voucher is not going to your account. So if it's gonna go to your account, you might as well give cash.
So now you've given all this free cash away, and you got people running around still wanting free cash.
Yeah, that is true.
They think you have a large percent of the population that actually think cash is free.
Well, I mean, look
that you really have extra cash. How many times you heard a person say, "Oh, I have extra"? You don't got extra. You just got something saved right now.
Right.
It's not a such thing as extra cash.
Well, look at what happened with the PPE loans. People just got up on the website and put in an application. Some of them got free money. Look at what is it? Carly Red. She's a girl on Love and Hip Hop. She was dating this guy on there. He got like $1 million PPE loan, something like, no, 3 million. Was it 3 million? I almost want to say it was closer to 3 million. And now he has to serve jail time and give all those things that he used because he lied. He said it was for his payroll, for his quote company. And so he has to give that back and maybe do jail time. So
Wow.
it's a whole lot of cases. I had a friend of mine, he tried to encourage me to do the same thing. I was like, oh no, you got to pay that back.
Right, and it's because of those that were like people like myself who are actually running a business. They got turned down.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I couldn't get one.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I took a real hit. I mean, it didn't hit me till after the pandemic was over. But last year I took about a $70 to $85,000 loss, and I'm still working on the numbers, trying to do something about it.
Wow.
Yeah. It eventually caught up to me, and last year was when it caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Last year, oh my life. If I didn't enjoy what I did,
Right.
hey, and if I didn't have the clear understanding that it's not about the money on what I'm doing, then the money is just a reward for what I'm doing. If I didn't have that outlook to it, oh boy, man, I'd have been gave up.
See?
Yeah, I'd have gave up. I'm not even going front. This is why I tell everybody, do something that you love doing. Don't do nothing for the money. Because the moment the money dry up, and it's gonna dry up, or you still gonna be down into doing it.
Exactly. I think a lot of people learned that lesson over the past couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like we were saying, I think that it could have been better served by not using cash anyway, because most of the people that even got what's that called when you don't when you lose your job and then
the unemployment.
Yeah, most of those people got right now are having to pay all that money back.
That is true.
Yeah. Right now they're having to pay all that
because they were just giving out that money like candy, the unemployment, So they were giving that out like candy. But now, oh wait a minute, we overpaid you, pay this back.
Right.
How do you overpay somebody? But they was just processing the paperwork. And for a minute, my son was unemployed, genuinely unemployed. And I'm glad that it didn't last that long,
Yeah. Mine at the time was in college and she was bartending. So obviously she had no line of work. And like right now they're trying to recomp that money.
What?
And she's having to fight to show like, man, look, it's like showing text messages that my job was actually really closed.
What?
Yeah. So they're trying to recomp everything from the beginning, from when they first started giving it to her. Yes.
Now, so see, that's the thing. Why? That's crazy to me that the country can be that selfish. Like, it's gone. And at the time, if you can't in this moment justify the funds, then by all means go back and take it. Go back and do a review. Make them do a review. Make them justify the PPE loan. Hey, just stopping by. Want to recheck that loan? I could see that. But to sit here and go back and try and collect unemployment, especially from the serving industry, if that's the right term, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, but you had people on the mass level that just took advantage of all of
that. Yeah, but I mean, if you can for sure show proof that you were in that industry, your restaurant closed down, then I don't see why you should have to pay it back. If you can show just reason, just cause, justification, period, you should not have to pay that money back. That is crazy.
Right. Right. But I think that even with that, that most of that recomping and doing is due to that war in Ukraine. You
And
know,
that
trying to get
too.
too much money over there.
And that too.
You can't just, money is not a band-aid. And you can't just continue to give money and like, well, this will, even though, like when they say money can't make you happy, yes it do. That's why they gave it away so free.
Yeah.
You understand? It don't give you joy, but it damn sure give you happiness.
It
It
do.
can buy you happy. It can do that.
It
It can't
can.
give you joy though. That's what it can't do.
No.
Joy comes from within.
It
You have
does.
to have you know what I mean? You have to be in tune with the higher power in order to truly have joy and understand what life is really about.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I
yeah, yeah.
agree. Oh, look at us having a heavy conversation. We were supposed to be keeping it light.
Hey, you know, they can't put us together and think we can do nothing like we do it big,
Right.
real big.
Look, we just go span the globe. That's what we doing. We spanning the globe.
Span in the globe.
All right.
Yeah.
So I thought we would do Entanglement Monday.
Entanglement money.
Right. So I'm going to read out a situation to you and we'll give our thoughts on it.
Okay.
All right. So the first entanglement, my boyfriend's lower body odor, front and back, can clear a room. He hates to wash. I peeked in and saw him running shower water as he stood under the sink with a damp washcloth. He confessed that he doesn't like showers because Dominatrix X used to pee on him. Advice?
If you don't get your nasty ass in the shower, better yet, run you a tub of water, put you some alcohol in that water, put you some bubbles in that water, and sit your ass in it.
Soak for 2 days.
Man, sit
Okay.
your ass in it. Quit taking showers altogether. Take you a bath.
That is nasty. And excuse me, let me say this. As a woman considering to be with this person, girl, you got issues too, because ew.
Man, you got real
Advice,
issues.
advice
How
on
many
what?
STIs have you come down with?
Right. Advice on what? Because if it's funky that bad, bruh, I can't even do it. I'm going to have to holler. I'm shooting you a deuce because there is no way I should, as a person, have to tell a grown person to take a bath.
Man, nah, your parents can do something right with you. It ain't no dominatrix, nothing. Because guess what? Men, trait of a man. All right. I'm gonna give y'all free tour into making of a man.
Okay.
Trauma is something that a man must go through to get his man stripes. Because
Okay.
you must be able to deal with that and not crack up depression.
Right.
Because you are here to protect your woman from things like trauma.
Okay. Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
So the
understand
only
what you're
way you can
saying.
learn to repent to protect the weaker vessel is to go through it yourself.
Okay. Some type of trauma. What is that? Diamond is made under pressure.
Under pressure. Exactly. So when you say, oh, this dominatrix, oh, you were thinking with your dick. You're thinking with the wrong thing.
And he could just be lying because he don't want to take no showers. Like, be for real. Like, I hate taking a shower, or I'm too lazy to take a shower, or I'm nasty. I just don't want to bathe in general. Like, be a man, tell the truth.
If anything, what I would have asked his ass is what happened to you at about age 8? Because that's something that an 8-year-old does.
You know?
Keep in mind when people do certain things like that, if anyone takes time to just read about the psychology of people and how we actually move. When we do things that revert to a certain age group, at that point, something happened in our life and we never grew mentally from that age.
True. True. So
That
she may need to do a little digging. But question, maybe. Is it worth it?
no, it's
Like,
not worth. No, it's not worth. That's why I want to tell women when motherfucking men be on that bullshit. Nah, they ain't worth. That's not a man. Cut that bullshit off. Throw that shit back. Cause
right.
hey, and I say that because every boy understood one thing growing up. When you met that pretty girl in school and she said you stink, you
Mm-hmm.
changed. You changed that day. And
That
I don't
is,
know too many males that didn't go through that. We was all a little musty running around elementary
that
till
is true.
puberty hit, and we ran into that one girl. And y'all, you probably witnessed it with your son, like, dog, he get in the bathtub again, and then come to find out it's a girl in his hood.
Yeah. But I have the extreme of both. Let me just say that because I have one. Let me not put my baby business, but you know, sometimes how a man can have a stronger scent, you know, and having to deal with having to find the right deodorant that can handle that scent. So we've had that conversation just
Yeah,
because, you know, I didn't want him to be called, you know, out his name because he had a stronger male scent, you know. So we had to have the conversation of, okay, this is how you handle this is what you do, you know. Okay, this, do you feel like it's working? Do we need to make that adjustment, you know? So I was showing him how to, you know, take pride in his, not only his appearance but his smell. You can't cover
yeah,
that with deodorant. I mean, with cologne, you know?
right. I mean, that comes with learning.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Then once again, all I say about it is that right female ain't got it in his ear yet.
Well, so maybe she's not the one.
Exactly. The right one get in your ear, you change your whole format.
Okay, okay.
It's
So
just
sis,
I mean, I'm sorry, fellas, but I'm telling the truth about that.
right? So
It,
sis,
a change, yeah. But that's
maybe
the equivalent of messing with the wrong one because you can go to the backwards as well.
that's true. Let him go, sis. Basically, let him go. Let him
Let
go.
them go. Let them
And
go.
bust your butt,
We passed this
boy.
right. Like, why do you want to? You can't teach a man how to wash his ass. That's a format that he already supposed to be doing. Now, whereas
Exactly.
finding the right cologne that smell good with his natural pheromones, that's another program.
Right, right, right.
Because
Because
those the smell that we're calling musk is basically the pheromones that attract the opposite sex.
right. He needs
You
to
understand?
work on his body chemistry, but that basically starts with a good shower. I've gotten
Exactly.
compliments after taking a shower, and I didn't have no perfume on.
Likewise, I have too. Because
Right?
when you get in the routine of taking a good shower, you can mess up and miss putting on cologne and deodorant, and your body will take over.
Exactly. And I've done that
Because
many a day.
yeah, I have too. And it's what you got on? Nothing. Fresh out
Absolutely
the shower.
nothing. Yep.
I'm
Absolutely
kind of
nothing.
hoping you don't smell me. I think I'm a little musty right now because I didn't put no deodorant on today.
And you know, I
But
noticed recently, like if I have forgot to put on deodorant, but I didn't smell. That comes from
yeah,
taking a good shower,
yeah, yeah,
being
yeah. That
clean.
that your eating habits affect your body odor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it's different things, and you gotta find what works for you. It takes years for some of us to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Drug use that
Right.
affects your body odor. You understand what I'm saying? Because drugs force you to burn protein, and protein stinks when your body burns.
Excellent point. Excellent
You know
point.
what I mean? And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be illegal drug use. It could be prescriptions you get from the doctor.
Right. Right.
Your body smells when your body burns protein, you stink.
Yeah.
You could be high in B vitamin. When your body is burning B vitamin, it gives off a odor.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So there are variables, and you have to, you ever heard the wise saying where, man, so I got to go get the tune up real quick.
Uh-huh.
I got to go get tuned up real quick.
Yeah.
Meaning I got to go get charged by this woman over here to be put on back on the right thing. I'm falling off.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
All right, so the connection between male and female, it's a real live thing.
It is. It is. So she I hope by her accepting this situation that she's not sending him the message that it's okay, because the more she does accept this funk, the less he will tune into showering,
Yeah, his money must be right.
Exactly. But I mean, shoot, that's what Dollar Tree is for. If your money ain't right, go to Dollar Tree. They got soap.
I'm talking about for her to even want to stick around with a person
got you.
that you won't wash your ass. That means you don't wash your hands. There's so many other variables to what else you don't do for you to walk around smelling like that.
Exactly.
It's just like a woman that don't take care of what's between her legs. Fellas, do you want that? Hell no, she keep that shit.
Exactly.
You can't even cook for me.
Nope.
You can't pass me nothing, talk about her, none of this shit.
Because how many times have you been in the bathroom and somebody use it and you sit there and listen for the water to come on and they just walk straight out the bathroom?
Right.
That is so that I have been in the, and knowing what women go through, it is even more imperative that we wash our hands.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like I understand you say, like the y'all system so finicky.
And I mean,
on the wrong toilet, you can get an infection.
Right.
So what I think about, what I tend to always say is like, well, what I tend to always say is you have to make the person that you with better. Meaning even better for the next person. Make them a better person in life. If things don't work out, you don't want this person to be a cancer or a sore to the next Black individual when you look at it over a large spectrum. And I'm just saying that in saying if you can't do that, then maybe dating isn't for you right now until you understand that it's not about you.
True. And with that being said, I'm gonna follow up with this. They have to want to be open to receive what you can, the little gifts of knowledge that you drop, and maybe he just isn't up for it at this time, because bruh, how do you have a funky booty at your age?
Man, hey, and it's like a wise woman once told me, a king will only bow to his queen. Everybody else, you talking gibberish. I'm not gonna hurt it.
That part. All right, well, we're going to move on to the next one. When my boyfriend and his friend got beat up and robbed, I felt lucky they survived. But I read their text messages and they were drugged and robbed by strippers. Both blacked out and then beat each other to create bruises for their alibi. He's a good man. How to forgive him.
What? Who's a good man?
You want me to read it again? Isn't it amazing the situations people create for themselves? I looked at some of these and I was like, it's grown people walking around here without backup. Like, who's letting these people walk outside by themselves?
Right. Now that lost me. That threw me for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
That threw me. You happy your people survived.
Yes.
But
So
they got robbed by strippers.
they got robbed by strippers. That was the real story. They got robbed by strippers, and they to avoid the smoke that they was gonna get at home being robbed by strippers, they decided to beat each other up and make it look like they got robbed.
And see, that's how innocent lives get taken right there.
Yeah. But I mean,
you know what I mean? Because you done gave somebody a description of somebody that ain't even a person that did it. Now, if you got people around you like I have around me, the first person they see me that description get it.
You know, that's true. Cause like one time there was about what we was in high school and they were looking for somebody in the neighborhood, and my brother just happened to look like this person.
Right.
You know, police standing there looking at him, looking at my mom. My mom was like, no, he was at home with me. So
right.
That is very true. But
yeah.
I'll flip it, because what kind of relationship are you in where you have to go to that extreme to come home? Like you had to fake getting robbed.
Well, so
and
was
not
that
have to tell me that you went to the strip club? Okay, what did you say, words?
I said, was that his girlfriend?
Apparently, yes, it was his girlfriend.
See, and that's another thing where men go wrong, is when you ain't ready for a relationship if you can't tell your woman the truth about I'm going to the damn strip club.
Right. But I mean, like, I guess, is there a level of trust? Is there a level of, because if I can't trust you to simply go to the strip club, you know, then why am I here?
Yeah. Right. That's on the opposite end of the spectrum, the same thing. Why do I have her here if I can't tell her I'm going to the strip club?
What are we doing? Like, I should be able to trust you
women
enough.
out here that'll socially accept you on that format. Go get one of those.
Exactly. Or if I'm that uncomfortable, well, boo, let me go with you. I'll sit in the back, whatever, but let me go with you. But I don't even feel like it should even get to that point. Like, what if I have to go with you to the strip club because I don't trust you? I'm that insecure. Then why? If he gonna cheat on you, it's gonna come out regardless of where he is. It's gonna come out in the wash. What goes on in the dark comes out to the light.
Exactly. You can't avoid that. So it's best to keep it in the light. It's best to keep it in the light all the time. Exactly. Now, what I'm not saying is that you be the idiot that tells your woman everything, because some things are meant for you not to even speak on.
Right.
However, incidents at a strip club, I would have told my husband, because first of all, she knew I went to the strip club. But second of all, she's always will be my first backup plan to call or come get my black ass. You understand what I'm saying? If you can't beat that, then I can't even fucking entertain you. No way, no shape, no form.
Exactly. Because right after you got robbed, you should have picked up the phone call. Baby, something happened. Hold on. I got robbed. You know, I got robbed, but wait, I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. And here's the situation. But you didn't even feel safe enough to do that.
You would have been better off in that situation, man. Why I gotta conjure up a plan? Because I only went to the strip club with X amount of dollars, and what they took, I could lose.
I can lose.
Exactly. So therefore, I ain't got to come home in that situation. What you come home saying
But maybe he
anything?
couldn't afford to lose. Maybe he, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he put 500 out there and like, ooh, that was rent.
Oh, okay. Well, he was on the goose mission. he was on the goose mission because you never go out with your bill money.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Exactly.
like going.
So
That's like going to the grocery store trying to go grocery shopping and you home. You can't do that.
can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So homeboy knew he made a mistake. And I
See, they
mean,
make it.
you know,
Man, they make it bad for a man like me.
yeah, but I mean, bruh, be a man, be upfront, tell her where you going, and next time, ball on a budget.
Not only that, man, I'd have got away with that shit so smooth. I'd have been like, yeah, I went to the strip club, baby. That bitch drugged me, and I looked up. I was in the motherfucking. I passed out, and I was in the motherfucking hotel. I got drugged. Call the police. Hey, for real though, I got drugged.
But that's what he said. He got drugged. He said he got drugged. But they fought each other to put bruises on him. That she read the text messages. So Dummy didn't even delete the fake fight.
They was also, you seen the movie Gridlock with
Yeah.
Tupac and my man where they were stabbing each other trying to get into rehab.
Oh,
You didn't stick me good enough, stick me again. Man, them fools sitting there stabbing each other trying to get in rehab. I did.
and so instead of rehab, it was just home. We trying to
It was
get in
home.
the house.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
well, girl, good luck to you, cause if your man gotta go to them extremes, wow.
yes,
Wow.
that ain't your man.
Okay, here's another one for you. Okay. Last one. I lowered my standards and slept with ghetto Tasha because she had good credit and I needed her to co-sign for my car. After 7 months of licking and sticking her, she agreed. At the dealership, her credit score was lower than mine and she needed a co-signer. Now I'm embarrassed as AF.
Huh.
Oh,
Huh.
oh, oh, bruh.
You ain't think to check the credit first.
But
So you wasted. Hey, you wasted 7 months of your life, but over those 7 months, you could have been getting your credit right.
sir, but before you even do that, why you trying to depend on somebody else to do what you need to be doing? Get, like you said, fix your credit. Why you depending on somebody to co-sign? Because let me tell you, if I co-sign for you, that means I'm putting myself on the line. So
Right.
you don't make that payment, it falls on me. And he was looking on somebody to stick a car to. I'm just gonna stick a car on her and then I'm gonna take off with it.
Right.
That's what he was looking to do. And see, a lot of times women open themselves up for financial problems, letting these men drive their cars, getting these men apartments in their name,
I agree.
getting them credit cards in their name. If it ain't your husband, you should not be doing these financial things for these men. Instead of what is it? Uh, uh, teach a man to fish, and he'll never be hungry. Whatever that saying is.
That's how I go. Don't
Teach
just
him to
give them.
fish.
Don't just feed them. You know what I mean? It's like people, and this is both men and women. People are just like stray animals. You feed that motherfucker, they'll never leave.
Exactly.
But you show them how to, they'll think they really think something wrong with you when you like, nah, here, I'll show you how to get the income. Then you ain't gotta ask me shit no more.
Exactly. Cause I had an ex and he moved on to a different relationship, but in that relationship, she had to get him a job. You know what I'm saying? She had to give him ultimatums of you have to work versus what he did with me, because I never had a problem with him working. He always got up and went to work. And
how did you find that out?
oh, sir.
He called you. He called you up.
That no, she called me.
What?
Sir, if I go into that's a whole nother show, sir. It's a whole nother show.
Hey, Shay, we from the 90s, baby. We was messy too.
Yeah.
It's just that now we look at that mess and we be like, man, that bullshit, I'm not fucking with that no more.
Exactly. But it was a tough lesson. I had to learn it. I went through it, But yeah, she was complaining that he wouldn't work or hold a job. And I was like, who? That one? He always held a job. And I didn't even have to help him get it. Like he would go from always look for the bigger check because he wanted more, He had goals in mind. He had, thoughts to do this. Well, thoughts, but now looking back, did he really have those thoughts, or was it things that he would feed, because whenever I supported him or encouraged him, he never really went for it, but he always had a job. So, go ahead.
No, I wanted you to finish because I was going to make a comment to what you said.
I finished. Go ahead.
Okay. One thing about men is we go to another gear for certain women. Meaning, you wasn't going to settle for less than your ass getting up and going to work. And subconsciously, he knew that. So he knew not to run that on you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. But the funny part is that supposedly she owns all these businesses. She owns like 3 businesses but her mistake was that she took care of him. I never really took care of him. He took care of me.
Good. She fed us straight.
So
you understand what I'm straight is a behavior pattern. Mm-hmm. People, if you don't understand what I mean by a straight, I'm not simply meaning a homeless person. I'm meaning a behavior pattern.
Right.
And you can look at a straight animal and see that same behavior pattern in a person to know what it is.
Right. So
they get mad easily. They have a wall built up to love.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's straight.
He didn't get mad easily, but he did have a wall because he changed character depending on, like you said, depending on who he was with. So
very defensive person. They don't know how to play offense at all.
Right.
In a relationship, they don't understand. Like for example, Shay, I'll use you and I as the analogy in this.
Okay.
We're dating each other, but I'm too busy saying stop, no, and don't to you. That's a defensive mindset.
Yeah.
We can't move forward doing that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The more you say yes, the more yes is said to you. That's the law of reciprocity.
Uh-huh.
So in somehow how some people say, I don't want a yes man or a yes woman, yes the fuck you do. Because yes equals yes. No equals no.
True.
If in the long run of things. Now, if you're talking about for tonight, then that's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
But if you're looking for the longevity of life itself, then you better find you a person that 90% of the time the answer gonna be yes, 100% of the time the answer gonna be yes. Because guess what? I might not have it now, but shit, when I get it right, we'll work on it.
Exactly.
But yeah, and I'm talking adult situations. I'm not talking about just because you see it on TV, I want it.
Right. Right.
That's a form of maturity, knowing what to ask for anyway.
It is. It really is. So It's crazy that, again, that he would have to be, that this gentleman in the question would have to be somebody who can't stand on his own 2 feet. To me, it takes more work to try and figure out how to use somebody versus just doing it yourself. Because in them 7, like you said, in them 7 months, he could have saved up the money to get the car he wanted versus trying to get with her and lick and stick, as he said.
All that time you wasted, and you can't get none of that shit back.
None of it. None of it.
And that's what we mean about stop wasting time.
Mm-hmm. Because time is a precious commodity.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then you can't go into it and call yourself running game because that other person running it too.
And okay, because obviously your game wasn't strong enough because sis didn't have the credit score either.
Yeah, or you couldn't read motherfuckers like you thought you could. So take that bullshit somewhere and throw it the fuck away and don't do it again.
Because, sir, what was you reading? What was you looking at that told you she had a 720 credit score?
Right. Because I guess you didn't understand that even when you're dealing with a person that don't know how to use credit, they got bad credit.
Right.
Because they haven't used it.
So
you didn't know credit yourself when you ran your dumb ass in there.
Didn't. Exactly. And got burned for it. Because she needed a co-signer.
Right. I had a niece who when she hit adulthood, when she started using her credit, she had a 720 score. A little over 720. And she was mad because it was hard for her to get a car. And she didn't understand why. And I had to sit her down and explain it to her.
Yep.
Like, yeah, that number good, but you know what you don't see on your report nowhere? Anywhere where you used it and then you paid somebody back.
Right.
So therefore that means that I'm running the risk of loaning this to you because you don't know how to use this right. And she was like, oh, I was like, yeah, it's just like getting the keys to your mama's car. You see how it started with going to the store, and she eventually let you go to the club in it? She didn't just like her. As soon as you got your license, yeah, you can go to the club.
Right.
Your credit worked the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that bruh ran through his and she ran through hers, and now both of them on the bus stop.
Right.
Wow. All right. Well, that's some good advice. So hopefully
so what happened? What happened to the koi?
I don't know. He didn't say. He felt like like she was beneath him, and she was lucky to be getting with him. But pretty boy didn't want to do right, probably had bad credit, so it is, but it didn't say anything about his car. He didn't say anything about it. So yeah, probably a car accident with no insurance.
Right. Because I know you ain't got insurance, and that's another big thing, though, Shay, is the connection of man and woman is just so amazing.
Yeah.
Because it could either make both people or break both people.
Yeah.
That's the significance of man and woman coming together.
Yeah.
Just because I can lay with you, that don't mean I should, because it could be like Hancock, where we both start getting negative energy because we're together. Because we shouldn't be. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily mean that we're both bad people. That's the crazy thing about it. That doesn't mean we both bad people. There's just two people that are unequally yoked. They shouldn't be together.
Well,
whereas
but in Hancock, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say about it in Hancock?
Well, but in Hancock, I think that, and because you used that example, it kind of gave me a wow moment in my past relationship. But in Hancock, the difference is one didn't know about the other one. And so that gave that other person the power. So the lady had the power over Hancock because she knew the history, whereas he didn't know. He didn't know that they were until his memory came back. So in a relationship, if one person doesn't have the same level of feelings for the other, but they're presenting like they do, then that puts them at a certain advantage, because basically you're leaving one foot out the relationship because you're preparing to leave the relationship. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. I understand fully what you're saying.
Yeah.
They say how they go that you're looking for your way out.
Right.
As soon as you get in, stop looking for your way out. Look for your way in.
Right. Right.
Always look for your way in. Don't look for your way out.
Yeah. And if you feel like, you go in dealing with somebody that you're not going to be with, but they're a temporary home, so to say, then,
Right.
you're presenting one way, but when you're not around them, you're looking for something else. You're looking for the next best thing. So, yeah.
Right.
So, So, all right. Last segment, then we're gonna roll up out of here because we're trying to keep it light and tight. Question of the day: when is the most inappropriate time that you have laughed?
One time, I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, but there was an instance I was a freshman in high school. And the teacher was explaining to us, we were talking about the Holocaust. And there was a segment where she told us about a child, how they used to do babies. They would throw babies up in the air and see how many times they could shoot them before the babies hit the ground.
Oh, wow.
And I started laughing.
Oh, wow, what?
I don't know what I was on. I just started laughing. And couldn't stop.
What?
And I could not stop. Right. I could not stop.
Oh, no. What did the teacher say?
That's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I know why I was laughing. Because I thought that only happened to our people during slavery.
Oh, okay.
But see, that's what my mind went to, was like, damn, they got hit too. Aha. Good for them. For real, that's what my mind state went.
Oh my God.
That was right, but that's what my mind state went. And I started laughing so hard where I had tears in my eyes. I got put out.
Wow. Yeah, that was inappropriate. That was
I couldn't stop. Hey, that's one of those things, but I reflect on that to this day, and I just say that was the boy. He didn't know better.
Right. Okay, that was it's a growth situation. That's true. So in a time that was inappropriate for me was at a funeral. Funerals are usually kind of a solemn time, and I was sitting in the back minding my own business, and I was sitting there with my sister, and it was one of her relatives, and I can't remember the comment that she made, but whatever she said, I just bust out laughing. And of course, it was a quiet moment. And every head from the first lady on back turned my direction and look, because it was loud. I was loud. I was like, oh my God. So
Hey, it couldn't stop.
could not. I had to church finger my way up out of there. And it wasn't like it was a big church. It was a little compact, warm, just congregation,
Small church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
so embarrassed
I know you were.
because it was loud. You know what I'm saying? Like it echoed at the wrong time. I was like, man, come on. And I was a stranger there. Nobody knew me. So of course, I already had a spotlight on me. So one more. So we were laying my cousin's son to rest. And he was a little on the heavy side. So the pallbearers were taking him to the graveside. And and I'm gonna say this y'all, some of these mortuaries and churches and whoever handles these funerals, some of y'all need to do better. Because if you know you finna lay a heavier body to rest, planks of wood is not a good idea. Get a more professional rig, and y'all know better. It's out there. Upgrade. So they went to lift him and put him over the site, and oh my God, they almost dropped him.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. So they must didn't clean him out before they put him in the casket. Most people they good. And
Yeah,
the goods is where your weight is.
but he was a bigger dude. And so carrying all of that plus the casket, it was kind of heavy.
Heavy. Okay.
And I don't think they had spaced them out enough, or maybe they didn't have enough people, but they went to put them over the low rail. And I think I hope one of the boards didn't slip. All I know is that 1 minute he was level and the next minute he kind of tipped. I was like, oh. I fell out, but I walked away. I had to walk away. I was like, this is not a good thing.
Hey, that was him. He was like, watch this. I'm bad. He's supposed to crack it up one last time.
Because you know what? I swear I was waiting for it to pop open. If it had popped open, I would have went home. I don't do well with that.
Oh, was she actually seeing the body?
Open caskets, yes. I don't do well with open caskets.
Oh wow.
At all. Like if it's open, I'm not going near it. I will give my respects from my seat. And that's about all I got.
Depending on who it is, dictates whether I go see the body.
True. Because I made an exception for my cousin's son. Because I don't, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want
some people you want to remember them with life.
Exactly.
That's the memory you want. Yeah.
Exactly. So So nope. That's all right. Well, all right, Mr. Words. You got any words to drop on us as we roll out the door?
I sure do. Be purpose-minded, people. Always understand that money really isn't your purpose. Getting money really isn't your purpose. Money is the icing on the cake for being within your purpose. Your lifelong journey is about reproduction. So reproduce. Keep it simple. Make sure you reproduce. That is your purpose. That's your life purpose. All right. That's it.
That's it?
That's it. Be purpose-minded. Be purpose-minded.
Okay. Be purpose-minded. Well, there you are.
Nothing to do with money. Money is just the icing on the cake for being within your purpose.
It is. Amen to that. All right,
Yeah.
fam. That is going to do it for us tonight as I clap my hands off super loud just then. Why you do that, girl? Oh. So we will see y'all next week. Hopefully we can get back on the live, but we're going to do it this way till we get it right and feel more comfortable. But we hope to be back on the live soon. But we love you, family. Thanks for all y'all support. Shout out to the rest of the crew. We love y'all. Come home soon. And we'll see y'all next week. Have a good one.
Peace. Peace. I miss y'all.
Miss y'all.